The Grand Final, Blackheart's Bay, the starting map for the best of 5 series in the Grand Final of qualifier number 2 for Meta Madness. The Akatsuki against the Saboteurs. So, first and foremost, yes, it is Blackheart's Bay. You heard that right. So, for the Grand Finals of the qualifiers, we actually predetermined the map, and in the first qualifier we had Haunted Mines as the starting map. Now heading into qualifier number 2 Grand Final, we have Blackheart's Bay. So we set that up, and it's going to be awesome. In addition to that, of course, this is qualifier number 2, meaning that we have 8 heroes that are completely banned for the tournament, and every single hero can only be played once. That, of course, ensures that as the series progresses, teams have to think outside the box with their team composition. That's all that Meta Madness is really about. As we're continuing also through the qualifiers, heading into qualifier number 3, 4, and 5, we're going to get more and more pre-bans, slowly and progressively leading into the playoffs, where we have the maximum number potentially banned out, and it is going to be a lot of fun. So things are just going to get crazier from here on out. We have in total $2,000 of prize money on the line. This time all financed by me, myself, so there's no big name sponsor or anything for Meta Madness 8, but for the playoffs there's $2,000 on the line that I put up as a tournament prize money that the teams will be fighting for. At this point though, it's more about trying to get enough points to make it into the playoffs in the first place. Now, the Saboteurs, they made a run through the winner bracket and looked fairly strong there. They obviously also performed extremely well in the first qualifier. The Akatsuki, a newly formed team after Ping Gapped disbanded because, well, the NA players with Cure, Madara, and Legacy, they decided that it was too much of a hassle for them to play with Ping, the time difference and everything. So they dropped out and a new team was formed around Ultralisk and Skog. And together with the 3 players that you can see on the red team now, they formed the Akatsuki. And in their first tournament, they're already hitting the Grand Finals, so good for them. Yasuo starting things off with Rhaegar as a pick, and now we have Yrel and Sylvanas for Blackheart's Bay. And I gotta readjust my brain here real quickly, because I'm obviously looking at the picks that they're going for, and I'm immediately thinking, what can they do on the map? And then I'm just like, oh wait, we're on Blackheart, so yeah, I have to really rethink this a bit. Some of the globals have been banned out, and that's the case now for the Haka. But this is a map that, back in the day, one of the reasons why it disappeared from the map pool was that players figured out you don't really have to fight. You can actually run circles around your opponent the entire time and either push structures or go for a turn-in, particularly when you're using Falstad and some others. Now, this has been ages ago, right? Since then, we had multiple new heroes come out. There were balance patches and everything. Don't get me wrong, not in the last 6 years or anything like that. No, nothing crazy like that happened. But things have changed. So we'll see what the teams can pull off here. Personally, I'm very curious how they approach this. And it's also a little bit amusing to me, since the teams were talking about it in the lobby earlier, and they were saying like, why do you make us play this map? Nobody that I know likes to play the map. And I was just like, you should talk to my chat. Everybody that I have in my audience would love to see my Blackheart's Bay. And they're like, yeah, because I don't have to play it. I was like, yep, exactly. Because we all want to watch you boys suffer and show us how it's done. And that's exactly what they're going to try and do now. Zarya, Garrosh, love it. Starting off with a strong combo here already, as is. And yep, this is looking awesome. Now, with Dino and Hazu as the final 2 picks, what are we getting? What is Hazu playing? And also, what's the last pick going to be for Banana H? I mean, they are only missing their healer. It's only game number 1, so there's plenty of heroes still up. But yeah, let's go. We get Jaina and we get Leoric. So Muradin, Maiev, and Leoric up at the front. And our final pick for Banana H, who's going to support the team here. And it's a very beefy front line. Yrel also can just annoy people 6 days to Sunday. Then you have Zarya on top of that with extra damage, and it's Malfurion for the heals. Blackheart's Bay, everybody. Grand final of qualifier number 2. Let's go. Get ready for battle! Benny on Muradin for the Saboteurs. Game number 1 with Dino and Jaina. Rutsu on Maiev. Hazuops on Leoric. And Yasuo playing Rhaegar. To the right side of the map, it's Ultralisk on Sylvanas. Banana H for the Akatsuki is playing Malfurion. Copenhagen on Yrel. Masquerade on Garrosh. And Skog is playing Zarya. Time to party! Let's see what they can pull off here. Give me all them doubloons. Ah, Miyati. It's doubloon time. Benny is already calling around here down to the bottom of the map. We got Yasuo and Dino starting to move onto lane. And up at the top, it's the usual Watchtower battle that we get here. This was the first map where Johanna and Asmodan as a combo was popularized back in the day, because the top two lanes are so close together that it's super easy. But just look at them push here. With Zarya and Sylvanas, they can do a lot right now. And for Rutsu, this is super annoying. This is also, by the way, interesting because what you had to do back in the day, you wanted to take one of the... So first of all, when you're turning doubloons in, the way that the objective works, the way that the ghost ship targets things, first the mid lane is getting targeted, the mid lane fort, then the top lane, and then the bot lane. So that's the order in which the shots are being distributed. And what you had to do back in the day is you had to at least destroy one of the towers, or at least get it very low, because the shots were not enough to take the fort down. You had to save one of the shots by destroying a lot of hit points on one tower. These days it's a little bit different, as the Akatsuki are already starting with 2 kills, simply because now the hit points of the fountain is tied to the fort. So if you now get a full turn-in, the mid lane will be destroyed immediately, even if the wall hasn't taken any damage previously, because back in the days the fountain soaked up one cannonball and now it doesn't anymore. But they're not even looking at that. Instead, what we're seeing is them coming in and nearly destroying the entire fort up at the top. So getting this much structural damage done at the beginning of the game is fantastic when you're playing on Blackheart's Bay. So yeah, good for them. So they are trying to exchange a couple of the doubloons here down at the bottom of the map. Yep, Copenhagen already got 2. Hazu's trying to get a few more. The 2 are still playing around this, and most of them are getting soaked up by Urel. As up here in the middle, Garrosh falls. Garrosh goes down. Benny got most of the doubloons. Zarya is in trouble. She's dead as well. They overstepped a bit, and now the blue team is paying them back with dividends. Yep. So they take the wall down here. Nobody's turned anything in yet, but each of the teams is now insanely eager to try and get as much structural damage done as they possibly can. So here we have it. Top side gets attacked. They're getting good damage in here too. And yes, it's going to be a question who will structurally take the lead. And Benny, smartly, turns those doubloons in, because this isn't like on Tomb of the Spider Queen. If you lose your objectives, if you lose your doubloons, your opponent can pick them up. Not like Tomb of the Spider Queen, where every time you drop a gem, you might lose them, but your opponent doesn't gain any. So this is very, very different and can be a massive, massive problem. So, down here, Siege Giants are getting attacked. Oh, yes, Urel is in trouble. Potentially. This fort gets destroyed, by the way, thanks to the barrage. And down here, this just feels bad. Copenhagen, he sees it. He sees what's happening. Hop, bunny hop. Yeah, needs to get out of here, but alright, he's going to be able to escape. And in the meantime, Sylvanas has taken down at the top lane Maiev, which not only did give them more control and experience, but also destroyed the fort here. So, job well done. The attack at the bottom of the map, on the other hand, continues too. Shots are now fired. Fort in the middle of the map has, as expected, been destroyed. And now the shots at the top are also doing a significant amount of damage here. But you can already tell that this Zarya pressure with Sylvanas is just not stopping. I mean, damn, they are really going for it, aren't they? The gate is destroyed. I don't even know who's pulling ahead here. Down at the bottom of the map, it's the blue team that is pulling ahead and is doing their thing. Skork is now pausing the game again. But yeah, we have action happening all over the place. With the double camp pushing in at the bottom wall, the fort will get attacked there soon. I don't even know who's structurally taking the lead. It seems like they're more or less even at this point, but this game is definitely getting a bit crazy. When we talk about doubloons in their hands, it is noteworthy that the Saboteurs are in possession of 11 doubloons. So despite the fact that they already had a turn-in and the first Ghost Ship Barrage, we now have more doubloons for them than we have for the Akatsuki. So Copenhagen, he holds most of them, so he's currently at 5. Nice move here, Urel. And Muradin, interestingly enough, is pushing together with those Siege Giants over on the bottom right. But yeah, they're just pressuring all over the place right now. Maybe Jaina trying to turn in. I kind of doubt it. Dino only has a single doubloon, so I do not think this is really happening for them. But yeah, in the middle, the party still continues as they are hoping to possibly destroy that tower. Any structure that you can fully destroy doesn't soak a cannonball later. So that's pretty much the one thing that you would like to do now. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe they can pull that one off now too. I mean, for now we got our 3-2-3 moment, and it seems that the red team is currently thinking about how they're going to handle this. But I'm not quite sure what exactly the issue is. It seems like there's probably something wrong with, I would assume, either one of the players lagging, or maybe there's some peripheral issues. But it seems to be resolved, and with that, we're continuing back with the action. And Urel is doing her best. I mean, Urel is sitting here with 5 doubloons, and she needs some help. But they're turning in again. Yasuo with 8, and they're not interrupting him. They're not interrupting Yasuo. He gets all 8 doubloons turned in. Blackheart is a huge Saboteurs fan. He already got 18 doubloons from them. So that is plenty. Fight is starting up though. Urel is still not here. So it is Zarya that is about to get murdered. And I honestly don't know what the Akatsuki are doing here. This seems like a bit of a brain lag issue. I mean, guys, why would you engage into a 5 versus 4? Did they just realize this late that the entire blue team was there? Maybe they misjudged the situation and didn't realize how many people were there, but now there's another turn-in. So more shots are being fired towards the top. And the Akatsuki are running in some real trouble. They're losing heroes now. It's 4 kills to 3. At the top, yep, this is going to be the end of the top side forward. And now the barrage is going to turn its attention down to the bottom of the map, which means that all the forts are now gone on the red team side. They're losing everything. More and more doubloons are now being picked up by Dainu and his boys. They also have level 10. So the snowball on this one is real. And part of it is really just happening because the Akatsuki misplayed that last fight a bit. They saw Rhaegar. I mean, they must have seen him. He must have been in range. There's no way that he was outside the vision range. Letting him turn in 8 doubloons for absolutely free was a mistake in the first place, and then they engaged into a 4 versus 5 fight that they immediately lost. Now they're giving up the boss at the top. It seems like one team knows a bit better how to play this map than the other. So now a boss is being taken. They still don't have enough doubloons to get a turn in, but they're just getting hammered here. Now, they cannot fight a fight. They cannot go and contest the boss, of course. That's one of the problems. Now they finally have heroic abilities, but previously it would have been an absolute suicide move to go and try and contest this. So, yeah, Urel is already jumping over. They have to defend the boss now too, but it's getting a bit dangerous for them because they're losing too many structures too quickly. And there is even a chance that their opponents are going to get another turn in and another barrage before they even get there first. So, yeah, boss does damage. We're only 6 minutes into the game, by the way. We are only 6.5 minutes into this game and all of the forts are gone. And now we got the balloons again on the map. Arrgh, booty. Mirrodin dies, so seems like he went a bit too far. Bad Benny is gone. But they're stealing all of the balloons from these chests. I don't know if they can turn in just yet, but even falling back right now would already be worth it for them. Haza has to get out here, Yasuo as well. Those are the two with the doubloons. So they want to escape, and they hold 16. Maybe now a turn in for the Akatsuki. Can they at least get one turn in today? Their top lane is getting pressured again by another wave. So there we have still a camp and also catapults coming in. So it doesn't really look too good for that wall. If that fight gets prolonged down here, at least that is. Now there's the Entomb. Hoping for a kill on Masquerade. Hazu, Ancestral, and he's alive. He's alive. Hazu's alive. Both lanes with catapults, but they get a double kill. And that's a few doubloons that they're able to take away from the opponent, I guess. Maybe not. I think Rutsu got most of them. So, yep, the top lane and the bot lane are now getting attacked. So that gate has already been destroyed. The tower is taking damage. Down here we have Siege Giants that are going to try and do the same thing. And finally a barrage for the red team. It was about time, honestly. So that's going to remove the fort in the middle and getting some damage in at the fort at the bottom of the map. Doesn't change the fact that they're still behind. But okay. 6-4. Level 13 is in. It gives us also the Unyielding Despair as he goes full drain build apparently. Blue team still has a fair amount of doubloons. So if they turn in again, it means the first keep is going to be gone. Couple of shots fired down at the bottom of the map. It's going to destroy the wall. Most of it. I guess the tower might survive? No. No. Goes down. So they take the wall down. But here comes Rutsu with 13 doubloons. And they're, of course, going to attempt to try and stop them here. A little bit of a slowdown attempt. Masquerade says hello, and they force them back. Good for them. But they have, again, a camp on the map. So it's the same situation. The longer the fight in the middle lasts, the better for the blue team, since their bot lane is going to do some work. And they're not even trying to engage into a big battle. Instead, what we're seeing from them is just rotating between the lanes, trying to push some of these away, take also a couple of these camps out, get a couple more doubloons by, I think it was Dino who took them. Yep. So he got another 2. And they're just double checking where everybody is. They hold 23 doubloons and they've already turned in 6. So they basically have 2 turn-ins here. That's multiple keeps that would fall if they get this done. Yeah, there's another attack happening. Okay, and they easily retreat. And Hazu is pushing the lanes out and creates more and more pressure on the sides here, as best as he can. They want Dino, and with the help of Sylvanas, they should be able to get Dino. Yep, Dino's gonna get destroyed now. Goodbye. Jaina is dead. Ice blocks it to make it a bit more exciting. But that's 2 doubloons that they can steal away. At least the baseline quest is now done. The fight continues here in the middle, but now it's a 5 versus 4. Zarya gets... yeah, okay. 4 versus 4. Zarya got killed. Zarya got killed. 4 versus 4. Top keep might take some damage too on the red team side. But there's another tether. Copenhagen. Ult is out. And that is the end of the Space Goat. Yep. Well, you rather have the ult still. Alright, fair enough. Had the ult. Gets out. Here's Tranquility. They're still trying to force the fight. It's a 4 versus 4. But Benny gets the Ancestral. It might not be enough to save him. The taunt was too much for him to handle. And now, again, a bit of a turn-in opportunity. Up here, somebody needs to defend this. Zarya is already on the way. Everybody is just trying to maintain control over the turning point. And here's the chests. Chests are spawning. And this time, they can pick a few of these doubloons up. So, yep, finally. They are getting a bit closer. I gotta give them that. That's a turn-in that they can get here. Masquerade has already turned in. Banana Age is delivering what he has. And up at the top, Dino is now picking up more doubloons for his team, which means that they're going to sit on 30 doubloons. Way too much. Oh, Rega, no! Rega gets wrecked, and that is 8 doubloons that they can pick up, but Garrosh is dead too! Ultralisk picks some of them. Oh, now it's Urel that's dead. Yep, doubloons everywhere. Money, money, money. Esports dollars, let's go! Stormbolt, double stun. They go for Banana Age, and the old geezer is again in trouble. Goodbye, Malfurion. Some shots fired here in the middle, but the keep is still going to be fine. And they have another chance for a second set of Siege Giants down at the bottom of the map as they're trying to pressure more structures. Yeah, this is likely going to be very successful for the Saboteurs now. 8 kills to 9. The Akatsuki might be ahead in kills. But there it is. Double Siege Giants. And now the doubloons are about to be turned in. 20 for Rutsu. He delivers, and this is the mid keep that now falls. Mid keep is going to get destroyed, so they're farther and farther ahead. And of course, Dino and Hazu, they're picking up the balloons up at the top of the map, getting ready for another turn in. And they are going for another boss. Yeah, that makes that top lane problematic, because that keep has already taken damage. And I don't think they're realizing that the boss is getting attacked. So there's the shots fired. That one's gone, and a few more are remaining to open up the wall at the... actually, no, the top lane is getting attacked first. My bad. Yep, so I even talked about it earlier. So it seems like this boss is going to destroy the top keep now. Rutsu gets away. That would have been a disaster if he falls and loses the 14 doubloons. But yep, so top lane is going to get destroyed, and if they push with it, they might go for core. There's the opportunity. Yep. There's the chance now. There's the chance to now come... Oh my god, like if he dies. There's a chance now to get the top keep destroyed. And of course they can turn in again down here, which they just did. And yeah, maybe the timing was a little bit off. because now the boss is still going to crush this. But there's the shots fired, and the boss goes for core. As the rest of the team is now moving down to the bottom of the map. And they're taking more and more camps. The Akatsuki they gotta fight. They gotta force something. They can't just sit tight. The longer they wait, the better the chances for the Saboteurs to end the game. So, yep, this is gonna nearly cost them the bottom keep too. But that's gonna be one catapult after another pushing in right now. They're losing way too much ground here. And to make matters worse, there's still a few gems remaining, or a few doubloons remaining for the Saboteurs. They're getting another 2 here. They are sitting on 14 doubloons. And yes, this is bad news indeed. I mean, look at the core. Core is currently at 91% because the catapult has already started to fire away. So they're losing just hit points everywhere. Not only those keeps, but the core itself is under pressure. Now they're making another move for Malfurion. My man is low, might die. Big fight, good Ancestral. Zarya dead. They take their camp. And now they go for... Oh my god, they're going to get all of them, aren't they? Yep, Garrosh is dead. That's the end of Sylvanas. That's the end of Malfurion. They got plenty to turn in. That's game. That's game right here. Would be shocking if they are not able to end the game now. Down at the bottom of the map, they're pushing this one through. This keep is going to fall quickly. They go straight for the core here. The turn-in has happened as well. Hasu gets swooped back. He's having some fun. But of course, with now the bottom keep destroyed, this is all going to aim straight for the core. They don't even have the turn-in, by the way. They didn't turn the doubloons in. They could do that at any point, but they haven't even done it yet. Alright, they're gonna have some fun with that. But yes, they haven't turned in. They haven't turned the doubloons in. So everybody just gets bounced around here. And the core gets destroyed by catapults alone. The lead in the grand final, everybody. The Saboteurs, they take the 1-0 against the Akatsuki. As Blackheart's Bay is won by the blue team. GG and well played. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game number 2, Shire. The lead goes to the Saboteurs as the Akatsuki were not able to dominate on Blackheart's Bay. Map is a little bit different and they realized that too late, I'd say. So when it comes to reigning supreme with the balloons and bribing Blackhearts, then the blue team did definitely a better job and was able to lock in the victory and therefore the lead in the best of 5. Quick reminder, the 10 heroes that have been played on the first map cannot be played again. So 18 heroes are now unavailable, accounting of course for the pre-banned heroes that we have in here. The question, by the way, is still being asked, who determines which heroes are being banned, and to that I can only tell you guys that you don't pay attention. For weeks I have now told everybody that wanted to hear it and everybody that didn't want to hear it that it's the community that decides, and there is still a poll link available where you can also cast your vote in order to tell us which hero you would like to be removed from the tournament. So yeah, it's the community that decides, and if you haven't heard that yet, then you are not here often enough and you don't pay attention. So yeah, a little bit of a sad one, tear to my eye. But with Shire being our second map, this is obviously also interesting because we are now going into a completely different playstyle where you have a map where you need to control 3 points at the same time in order to get the objective. So very, very different here. Tracer getting banned, Karazim, they get rid of him, and we have used some of the prime heroes in game number 1 already, Maiev of course in particular, which always is heavily contested. But that will make the remaining maps even more so interesting because now the ban pattern is going to shift. And Medivh gets banned, Banana H, Instalock on Lucio, not hesitating there for a second. So that leaves us with the double pick for the Saboteurs. And if anyone, I mean, again, I wouldn't put it past Dino to at some point bust out his Zagara again, for example. He's been doing that, I believe it's happened on Shire in the past, but mainly on Braxis. Now, to be fair, Braxis is banned for the series. Braxis and Battlefield are the 2 maps that are banned. But I kind of like what Rutzo is currently doing. Rutzo is just basically going through Ultralisk's top 10 and is taking them all away. Took Maiev, took it away. Takes Kerrigan, can't be played anymore. Which puts Ultralisk into a position where he just says, alright, I'm gonna go for the hammer time again. I'm gonna drop the Sergeant on you. Let's see how you react. So we have Rexa and Kerrigan. That's already 2 stuns for the Saboteurs. Hammer will have to deal with that. And we get a Nubarak for the Akatsuki. But I like what Rutsu is doing. I mean, Rutsu is a monster as well, of course. An absolute beast. They are really fighting over the same heroes to an extent. And with Medivh now banned, I'm interested to see who picks him up later. Always assuming that we are getting close enough into the series, or deep enough into the series, that he's gonna get picked. Dehaka, denied to Copenhagen. Hazu just begging the team in voice, like, no matter what you do, don't give him Dehaka. I watched these previous games, I don't want to see that happening. I don't want that at all. Get Dehaka out of here. I don't want to get licked. It's icky, it's yucky. I don't need any of this. Give me Rexa, I'll have Misha at the front, and just keep the Haka away from me. So, final ban for map number 2. The bird is banned, so no Muradin. Yep, no false stat. But for the blue team, what is Dino picking here? What are we getting for Benny? At some point, Benny is going to bust out Varian. That's a given. Question is just simply when. This map... Normally I would have said, okay, I expect Muradin to be chosen too, but he was already played on the first one. Stukov, is it Varian? Yep, there it is. Varian, Stukov, Rexa, Kerrigan. Holy CC chain, everybody. Yeah, when you're getting hit by that truck, boy. That's a lot of cosmetic surgery that you need after that. Well, now they pick Sonya and she needs it in the first place. That's a face that only a mother can love. Or Eminem. Again, look at that face. Think Eminem. Orange wig. Can't unsee that anymore, can you know? Greymane in the house? Okay. So, the Akatsuki, they got an aggressive draft and they're also trying to protect the Sergeant. But with that insane CC chain that we're getting for the Saboteurs, this is going to get more than a bit wild. Benny with a taunt, Rexa with a stun, Kerrigan with a follow-up, Stuka with a lurking arm. They just need to have a bit more burst damage behind it. So Dino with range damage now. And for Dragon Shire, we get Chromie. Yeah, that qualifies as burst damage last time that I checked. Well, with that, let's go. Dragon Shire, map number 2 in the best of 5 series here at the grand final of qualifier number 2, the Saboteurs against the Akatsuki. Saboteurs against Akatsuki, game number 2, and on the left we got Dino on Chromie, Bad Benny on Varian, and Hazops on Rexa with Rutsu on Kerrigan, and Yasu on Stukov. The Akatsuki trying to bring this one back. We have them with Skok on Sergeant Hammer, Copenhagen on Sonya, Ultralisk is playing Greymane, Masquerade plays Anubarak, and Banana H with Lucio. Okay, stage is set for our second map. And can the Saboteurs, again, take a victory? Or will the Akatsuki bring this one back and tie the score? Currently we have Lucio zipping around, zipping into the wrong direction and immediately getting killed. Okay, nice Sudoku move here by Lucio. I mean, that was textbook. So, in case if you guys ever found yourself in a bit of trouble where you're like, I really want to die, but I don't know how, this is a good way to do it. So, just as a bit of a side note, Lucio, he came, he saw, and he died. Benny VDBG. And now they're picking up Sonya in the middle and kill her as well. So Sonya is dead. Easy double kill. I mean, it is a CC chain that is just nuts. But they make it a bit easy at this point. I mean, Lucio just literally slid into like 5 heroes. And he's like, I don't want to die. And they're like, alright, no problem. Lucio is dead again, and Rutsu survived this with 30 hit points. Guys, I don't know what to tell you, but they seem to be on a bit of a suicide mission if you ask me. Particularly Lucio here is just getting murdered. So, I'm sorry, he needs to stay off whatever he's on, because he's a little bit too hyper. Way too hyper. Okay, 3 kills to 0, and, well, let's see what we're getting. Best chat comment, who set the bots too easy? Yeah, Lucio bot is in the house. This is not Banana H. It's a fake. I don't know, maybe he had like a hot date or something and let his sister play. I have no idea what's going on here. But now that they have Taunt against them as well, I can only imagine that the situation is going to get worse and not better. Now you're dealing with... yeah, he's dead again. Like, I really don't know what to tell you. But like, he's trying to go for a new record. Lucio is dead again. That is the third time. 2 minutes in. That's Lauber on steroids what we're seeing here right now. Not even Lauber was able to die this many times in the first 2 minutes. That's insane. And now they're just going from one to another. Heroes of the Storm, Whack-A-Mole, an extreme. Yeah, they go for Rutsu, but finally a counter kill. Thank you. Thank you. At least they are getting some kills now. But it doesn't change the fact that with Taunt on Varian, that CC train is getting just crazy. So Banana Age is trying... I was about to say, he's trying his best, but I think that would be a pretty big insult. Because I don't think he is. I don't think that is his best. We've seen him at his best. This isn't it. This is definitely not it. Yeah, Nubarak got out. Good for him. They were heavily pushing for that wall. And, well, there's the taunt. How do you miss that combo? Rutsu must have slipped on the keyboard or something. I mean, that was teed up for you, my friend. Varian came in with a taunt, and then he just, like, yeah, missed the combo completely. Alright, either way. I think things are going to calm down a bit. Well, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. There's the Dragonite at the 3-minute mark. So, yes, Varian walks away with this. But, boy, oh boy. What a start into this series. And Nubarak gets out. Now, good for him. I mean, he is really towing the line now, isn't he? So, yeah, they get the Dragon's Breath in here. Dragonite with one hit after another. They have a level lead and even a talent advantage, of course. But what a crazy development. Yeah, a bit of a kick on Greymane up at the top, still 2 versus 1. Now they're opening, of course, a lot of these lanes up slowly, and the lead and experience is currently getting extended by the blue team too. So, yeah, great job by them. Another kick denied, and Varian has to walk out of this one. Bennett kinda got baited into this. Nice lurking arm on the other hand, and they could still turn it, and actually they are about to try. That's the slowing sands for even more CC. You know, because they didn't have enough yet. Goodbye. Garrigan is at least there too, so they get a counter kill. But yeah, they decided in favor of slowing sands. They didn't have enough CC, slows and stuns yet, so they thought, guys, we gotta do something about it. So, yeah. But okay. In the middle, they're still pushing. There's a 1 level advantage that they're not gonna give up on anytime soon now. Still a few camps, of course, up on the map that they can all go for. Everybody is trying to get a few more for themselves so that they can start the next push, can escort a few of those siege giants and maybe even bruisers into the lane. But there's also another objective that will come up soon again. But it seems that the situation has calmed down slightly. Maybe not a lot, but at least a little bit. So Varian is already sitting at the side here, is trying to trap that. And yeah, well, up here they want Sonya and they get her. 1 stun, 2 stun, 3 stun, Misha stun, 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 stun. Sonya just sits there and takes her hand off the keyboard and is like, help, my game's broken. Nothing happens. I can't move my character anymore. Oh. That always reminds me of the biggest bug that Blizzard ever had. I'm not quite sure. I told the story in the past, but I think I haven't told it for at least a year. Back in, I think it was beta or after release, they had a bug where you could literally remove heroes from the map. So all that you had to do is you had to come in and play Anubarak and Zagara. Zagara would... well, first Anubarak had to cocoon a target, so he went for cocoon. And then Zagara dropped more onto the cocoon target. If you did that, you removed the trapped character completely from the game. So after you use it the first time, your opponent has only 4 heroes on the map. After you use it the second time, your opponent has 3 heroes on the map, and so on and so forth. Worked every time. Was the biggest bug that they ever had in the game, in my opinion. It was absolutely crazy. And if it happened to you, like it was played against me a few times as well. If it happened to you, pretty much what happened is that your screen would be frozen to the position where your character was previously. You couldn't move your screen anymore. At least not properly, and there was no hero there. You couldn't control anything. So, biggest bug that we ever had, and this is probably how Sonya felt in that situation as well. Just couldn't do anything anymore. So, it was actually, yeah, wasn't fun. Back then, they still gave a shit about the game, so they patched it out within, I think, a day or two. But it was pretty insane. There was also something where I believe Tacita could make minions invulnerable. So with a shield, there was something with the shield spam that you had to go for, and that was also very early, and Tacita could make minions invulnerable. You can imagine how that affected the gameplay. Oh, but yeah. 6 kills to 2, still a level lead, second Dragonite. Rutsu didn't get too much here, but again, they're just dominating the map so far from at least stun perspective. I mean, just look at Lucio disappearing here, pulling a full Houdini. One moment he's there, the next one he's just simply gone. Karrigan is waiting for cooldowns to get another hit in, but Anubarak shuts her down with a quick cocoon. So yeah, it's a party. It's a real party for the blue team. They are getting one CC chain after another, but they still have to work and take some of these structures out too. Greymane has to retreat. Let's actually be careful too, or he's gonna get killed, but they're going for Sergeant Hammer first, and they just don't care. They just dive past the fort, take Sergeant Hammer out, and now they're going straight for the fort itself. Drop that, rotate down to the bottom of the map, take some siege giants on the way, and then go for the next fort. So yeah, it's a bit crazy. It's really getting crazy here. Misha dies. Rip. And yeah, they haven't even taken the siege giants right now, but double fort destroyed. What more do you want? I mean, there's not really much more to do. 8 kills to 2, 1 level ahead, 2 forts destroyed, and Sergeant Hammer hasn't really done anything this entire game. Sergeant Hammer has 10,000 hero damage. 10,000. That's it. Now, to be absolutely fair, most people don't have a lot because we've seen just very, very smooth and fast kills. But we have 16,000 for Karrigan, 18,000 for Sonya, and now they're coming in and they're taking Greymane down again. So maybe they can get at least the fort. Yes, they can get that. But they lose 2 heroes in the process, and that of course widens the gap in experience just even further. Sonya has now died 4 times. Lucio has died 4 times. The only hero on the red team that has not fallen yet is Anubarak. It's the only one. Everybody else has been slapped around multiple times here. And on top of that, yeah, we now have them, of course, with another fort getting destroyed. So they go straight up towards the top, take that fort down too, and they can go for another Dragonite, which is exactly where they're headed. Well, Benny got kind of duped at the bottom of the map by Lucio. All right. Booped away, I guess. So they deny the Dragonite for now. Good on them. Not completely rolling over. But, well, let's see if they can maintain that. It seems like the blue team is falling back a little bit and is not playing this aggressive anymore simply because they are closing in on level 16, so why would they allow that? It doesn't really make any sense for them, honestly, to just now come in and say like, alright, we're just gonna give you a fight where you can come back. If somebody walks into that trap, of course they're going to do this, but outside of that, playing it slow pays off for them. And Masquerade and his team, they know that too, so they're setting up traps, they're trying to be aggressive, they're trying to invade. And yeah, they're getting sniffed out. The Saboteurs are fully aware of what's going on here. They totally know that the red team is desperate to take a good fight now. But there's the taunt right into tower range and gate range, and there's level 16. So now they can go for the fight. Now they're totally willing. Karrigan has the painful spikes, as if she wasn't painful enough already. Well, maybe Rexar's gonna get wrecked now. But the red team is also starting to lose heroes. Karrigan is on a spree, and she gets only 1 kill. But they go for Greymane. They drop Sergeant Hammer. Greymane might escape. Rexar gets murdered. They couldn't get Ultralis, but they can get Sonya. And Masquerade is housing out before they're coming for him too. It's still 2 versus 3 kills, so still an advantage for the Saboteurs. And a potential opportunity to go for another Dragonite. And of course, they're getting farther and farther ahead in experience. Yep, Varian is sitting in the middle. Can now go for the channel, which he doesn't. They are apparently trying to delay this a little bit more, allow Karrigan and Rexar to get back. But who do they send in the middle? And the answer is nobody. They're actually not taking the Dragonite. They're not taking it just yet. Varian is now moving in and claims it because nobody's even trying to interrupt. For the red team, the same is still true. They don't have level 16. They don't want to fight. As simple as that. Don't have the talent, don't want to fight. Camp at the bottom of the map is going to be taken, and they're going to use the camp together with the Dragon Knight to go through the bot lane. Open the wall up at the keep, and see if they can maybe take the keep itself. Now I doubt the ladder, simply because it's early in the game still, 12 minutes in. So not sure if they can really pull it off completely. But they are going to do a fair amount of damage here, no matter what. They should be able to damage the keep at least a bit. But I'm not sure they can take the entire thing down. 16 to 16 talents. Well, if they can get a couple of kills, then that's a different story. And Sergeant Hammer, alright, gets nearly punted. Has by now with 16 also Giant Killer. That obviously helps enormously. But yeah, that is still some decent damage against them. They're trying for a Nubarak again. Masquerade gets body blocked and is dead. Masquerade is down. Maybe an opportunity to do more. And Sonya comes in from behind, tries to get the kill against Dino. Timeout is ready. Copenhagen is gone. That's 2 heroes dead. They're trying for Ultralisk. And well, they're not only trying, they're getting him and they're killing him. And this should result in them dropping a keep, at least eventually. Down at the top of the map, obviously, big push happening here too. So you gotta be careful with this. But the way they position, they want to go for game. Yeah. They're going to go for core here. They want to go for a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 series. And Skorg and Banana Age are just now trying to defend. Nubarak is back in 2 seconds. But that core is falling quickly, way too quickly for them. And yeah, they got no chance. This is game. This is game. The Saboteurs with a 2-0 lead against the Akatsuki. After another victory on Dragon Shire. GG. Well played. Game number 3, match point number 1 even. Sky Temple in a 2-0 lead for the Saboteurs against the Akatsuki. Gotta say, that second map was rough. I mean, we could already tell it from the draft, right? The amount of CC was absolutely insanity. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. I mean, with that now, we have Tracer banned out. By the way, there's obviously 20 heroes that cannot be played again because they were played on the first and second map. Then you have another 8 that are pre-banned, so 28 are currently removed. And we'll see what exactly the two teams have up their sleeves now. Because the Akatsuki, I mean, we have seen reverse sweeps already, and if they want to pull one off here, they definitely can, but they gotta dig deep, because last map was an absolute disaster from their perspective. They got slapped around from start to finish, and those CC chains were just rough. Lucio in particular just ran into them time and time again and got blown to pieces within seconds. So now we have Vikings banned out as well. We get our next ban against the red team, and they're actually hesitating on this a lot. Targeting Ultralisk again, I guess. Ah, they banned Tyrael. They're actually going for double ban on tanks. Okay. With this being Sky Temple, I mean, you can go for some Samuro compositions. There's still Dehaka is up, Falstad is up, so globals are available. Wow, I expected Dehaka. They go for Abathur. I expected Abathur to appear in the draft, but I didn't think that they would go for a first pick on him. Now this makes things a bit dangerous, because what are you picking with it? That Dehaka gets taken away, I understand, but are we maybe even getting an early Samuro? Are they trying to play something like that and just really cancels them into the ground? We'll see, I guess, but what are you pairing off with Abathur now? There's a lot of the typical picks that you would get with Abathur that are already gone. You can still go for, okay, ETC for Masquerade. Didn't really think of ETC here. And they go Orphea. Okay, Coffin Girl is in the house. Fair enough. And what do they ban against them? You could have gone, I mean, honestly, normal picks that you would go against. You could go Jaina, for example, for the Jaina copy. You could go for Illidan. You could go Samuro if you want to cheese around this a bit. So there's plenty of options. Even ETC wasn't necessarily on my list for that. Samuro gets banned. Again, that doesn't shock me. It leaves Illidan open as a potential pick if you really want to go for a very aggressive style with that. But if anything, I would have expected them to pick Samuro early and really just cheese the opponent down as best as they can. So, yeah. I mean, we'll see what they can do with Abathur. Double Ophir isn't bad either. Double ETC, depending on where you are. Getting those quick hits in with some good power slide, chaining them up and get a CC train going. False stat banned, so the worm doesn't like globals. Doesn't really like that whatsoever, so I gotta be careful there. But okay, so for the blue team, I would assume that they thought either about picking Vikings or maybe Abathur for themselves if they try to be a little bit on the sneaky side on this. But yeah, we get Mei and we get Oriel. It's surprisingly normal. I really thought they would do a bit, yeah, something a bit more out of the box there. But with our final 2 picks, what's going to be the choice for the Akatsuki? I want to see what the support is. Okay. Bring it. What is Banana Age playing? And is Copenhagen going for something crazy? No, he's not. So Mal'Ganis, okay, so Mal'Ganis is the main tank. Masquerade on ETC then. We get Uther and we got Ophir plus Abathur. Alright, so that brought the entire thing together. So they went for the old HGC thing, pick ETC early, then decide later if you want to play him on the side lane or as a main tank. They play him side lane, they will very likely swap him over to Copen and Mal'Ganis then as the main tank. So yeah, get stage dive potentially as a side laner. And our final pick for the 3rd game is Thrall. Thrall is in. And with that, we're set for Sky Temple. First match point for the Saboteurs? Or are the Akatsuki now slowly bringing it back? Let's find out together. Game number 3. Time for the Saboteurs to show if they can pull a 3-0 off, or if the Akatsuki are now bringing it back with their early Abathur pick. On the left side, we have the blue team with Hazops on Dehaka, Yasu on Oriel, we got Urutsu on Thrall, Dino on Cassia, and Bad Benny on Mei. To the right side of the map, the Akatsuki with Banana H on Uther, Ultralisk on Ophir, we got Skok on Abathur, Copenhagen on ETC, and Masquerade is playing Mal'Ganis. So, what can they do? I mean, first of all, I gotta give a little bit of credit over to the Saboteurs, not only because they are doing so well in the series, but also I like the way that they're not only banning, but also the heroes that they're picking is pretty much just denies to the red team. They've been denying Ultralisk one hero after another. They got rid of his Maiev, they got rid of his Carrigan, they got rid of Copenhagen's Dehaka. So every single hero that they saw the other team excel with, they are trying to eliminate. And they're doing it in very nice fashion, fitting compositions around those. A bit of a trap again that doesn't work out for the red team, but they might get that hit in. Where's that stun when you need it? There it is. Get the whip out, baby. But could be the save, and yep, they are walking away with Oriel. Okay. Oriel survives. Nicely done. Good job. Masquerade and his Mal'Ganis, of course, now still at the front here. Yeah, the team has suffered a little bit. On level 1, we now get the Guitar Hero. And all the way up at the top, there we get Hazu still playing this off 1v1 against Copenhagen. ETC, they gotta of course step it up. I mean, again, they have had a great tournament run, and even if they lose this series, they would be 2nd place in the qualifier, which gives them a lot of points for the leaderboard. Gets them a big step towards a playoff participation. You're going to qualify for the playoffs and you make it into the final rounds a few times during the qualifiers, you're pretty much set right there. So, good effort by the Akatsuki, particularly, of course, considering that this is the first time they participate in the Meta Madness qualifiers as a team. Now, Ultralisk and Skok, they already participated in the first, but their team disbanded because the 3 North American players, Madara, Legacy, and Cure, was a bit too much for them with the time invested, the time difference, and also the ping. So they decided to disband the team. But that meant for Skok and Ultralisk that they had to form a new team and had to start from scratch. And that's exactly what they're doing now. So it's big that they make it this far into the tournament. It would be even better, of course, if they win the entire thing. Now, we get Needle Spines for Abathur on level 4. Coffin Girl is currently heading into the Backbiter on level 4. Next objective is, of course, about to be announced. So we get a double temple, first one in this game. And then we'll see how much they can do. Abathar is still missing in team fights, but he can move down to the bottom of the map, body soak a bit, as long as he stays out of range of the Haka, that is. Don't want to be close enough to the worm. Can't be too far out there, or the dinosaur is just going to snack it up and goes for some extra protein. And you're trying to dodge that as best as you can. Now, as the shrines are starting up, the temples, we got Rutsu immediately taking control of one of them. Has on level 4 gone into Mana Tide, trolling Thunder as his level 1 choice. And yeah, they're trying to fight them out a bit here. Abathar is still in the middle, sitting tight there for some extra body soak. And down at the bottom of the map, the Haka, he hasn't made a move yet, but he could join the team fight any second if he wants to. They also want to have level 7 talents on the other hand. And wow, they whip into the wall. Damn, son. Big whip from Auriel. Yazu, my man, handling that like a champ. Indiana Jones training apparently paying off for him. So that is the second kill in the game. Saboteurs with 2 kills already. Hazob's taking over a couple of the shots. Up at the top, another fight is breaking out, and Uther gets murdered. 3 kills to 0. They try to get Bad Benny out of the fight, and Coffin Girl isn't able to get the kill. Shots fired from both sides. Fairly even trade between the teams. But of course, these extra kills that we're getting for the Saboteurs are a concern for the Akatsuki for sure. Now, middle of the map, Copenhagen on level 7 did go into Hammer-On. So kind of noteworthy that he didn't go into Echo Paddle. If you're playing that side lane ATC, most teams or most players will actually go into Echo Paddle and then stage dive later for extra wave clear. Hasn't happened here. So they're doing this slightly differently. Yazu also getting caught and very likely gonna get killed. Well, he's trying to still get out. If he has another heal available in the moment, he might actually get away, and does. Nice. But, oh yeah, that heal came last second. So, job well done. Surviving through that wasn't easy. Couldn't turn it around. But they're still good to go. 4 stacks already on level 4 for Auriel. And there's the Mule. Mule is now in. That's the beauty of running Abathar on Sky Temple. Whenever you have the chance to do that, you can, of course, just repair a couple of these forts, get some of the hit points back, make it harder for the team to destroy the structures. That's pretty much the biggest thing on this map in the first place. So they are going to invade again. They're trying to play aggressive. They need to. They need to risk something. They were falling apart in the first few games, so now they're being more aggressive. They're trying to be decisive and to be the ones that control the game and don't just play a reactionary style. So Siege Giants are stolen away from the blue team, and the temples are activating again. But we'll see what else they can do. Over on the right side of the map, obviously, another Siege Giant camp is now going to be locked in too by the Akatsuki. But with a solo temple down at the bottom of the map, the question still remains who's going to take it. Dehaka, he's able to get them another, well, maybe level 10. Hello, Dino, and he's dead. That's an early level 10 for the Akatsuki. Nice drag against Orphea, but with Hazobs, it's still not going to be enough to get them the kill and level 10. Stage dive, slide, Rutsu gets wrecked. He's dead, and that is 2 quick kills that were picked up by the Akatsuki just before level 10 is there for the opponent. So now we have the Saboteurs also with heroic abilities. That gives us Aegis, of course, and we get also the Ice Wall, but they are losing out on that temple at the bottom of the map. Thrall with Earthquake. So a much better start for the Akatsuki than in the previous games. Haven't won this one yet, of course, but this is at least a fairly decent opening. Then again, I guess that Masquerade might get killed here. Yep, Masquerade is down. That Ice Wall wasn't needed, but while he's dead and ETC is still soaking the bottom shots, we now have a push for the topside fort, and good chance that they're going to take this one down. So that will make them draw more or less even with the other team. Not quite, because again there's 2 forts destroyed on the blue team side too, but still this is at least something. They're getting some damage in. That's a good start. Coffin Girl is coming in again with Ultralisk, but yeah, they're stealing this away too. I like that. And how much damage do we have? Ophia with 18,000, 19,000 for Abathar. There's the invade. This is a big one. This is a huge one. And the camp is taken. That means there's an aura advantage now as well for the blue team as they're coming in for this. Eternal Feast getting hit, but not enough. And Masquerade is dead again. Got the ult out. It wasn't enough. They're trying to go for ETC now. First and foremost, Yasuo survives with another heal, and Banana H, he's in trouble. He is dead, and that's them walking away with 2 easy kills. Ice Wall as they're hoping to get ETC too. It's not quite happening, but another big push here and a nice play for the Saboteurs. Also, top damage in the game, Orphea. There's a reason why she's hitting that hard. So if you ever were asking yourself why exactly Coughing Girl is smacking that heavily, it's because all the hopes and dreams of the pro gamers and Heroes of the Storm and the community are all dropped into that coffin. It is heavy. It is really heavy. She doesn't look it, but Ophea is quite strong. So, yep. All the hopes and dreams of the Heroes of the Storm community have been buried in that coffin, and Ophea is just slapping people with it over the head time and time again. So this thing is monster heavy, and that's why she's doing so much damage. If you get hit by that thing, you're pretty much getting insta-wrecked. And they're trying to do that on the boss now. So, 6 kills, 2-2, level 13 on both sides, and they haven't sniffed that out yet. They actually don't know. Seems like they might get Benny close enough to it, but that boss is low. Now they know what's happening, and they're all here for it. An Earthquake is ready again. All the ults are ready. Abathar goes for the copy. There's the drag. They want the first hit immediately, and they nearly get it here. Stage dive is out. The boss is still fighting. They go for Uther. Uther in trouble, and Uther is dead. The boss gets leashed, and once again, the kills are coming. Aegis has been used on Yasuo, and now it is once more on the map, a 5 versus 4, just as that temple is up at the bottom of the map. Yep, they're looking good. Saboteurs are starting to take control of the game again. Up at the top lane, what we're getting here is the Slug trying to defend solo. This is obviously a big one. We got a double temple even, so more and more shots are being locked in here. ETC is still down at the bottom of the map, and it is at least getting something for them. So they are trading evenly there. It doesn't really change the fact that they can now push this further in the middle. 7 kills to 2 is the story here. When it comes to kills, it is a very big advantage for the Saboteurs. Azorps is trying to get away from this. Masquerade, not really a big threat. Another 4 destroyed. But the one thing that we still have to notice is that this bottom keep has now taken damage and is going to take a little bit more. So this is the big risk. In structures, they are still behind. The top wall has been destroyed. That's a good move. But the Saboteurs, they are not... I mean, they are ahead, don't get me wrong. They're ahead in kills, but generally when you look at the map and you look at the structures, then Akatsukis are doing okay. And they also have still the same experience as the opponent's team. So now they're trying to go for... oh, they catch Mei. Okay, she's able to slide out, but yep, they really wanted that fight. Haga still at the top, trying to put a bit of additional pressure onto the keep. Now, he can, of course, do that. The problem is just simply that Abathar has Mule and can always use this. The worry for the Akatsuki is the way that these fights have been going. Because you can't just lose all of them the entire time here. Boss obviously is still up since it has been leashed earlier. It was a nice attempt at sneaking it, but it backfired. Now they go for Hazu, and he seems like he's gonna survive this. Ultralisk is coming in, ETC misses out on it. They really want him, damn son. He's gonna waste a lot of their time. That's why the boss is getting attacked right now, because they realize that they have an opportunity, but the red team has also picked up on that. So now the Haka is coming in here. But yep, they know what's happening, and they will likely let that leash, and that's just stupid. Hazu escapes the entire time, and then the second that he's with his team, he dies within half a moment. I mean, that's ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. He escapes at the top, moves around, then he joins the team, and the second he joins his teammates, he insta-dies. Totally ridiculous. Benny, on the other hand, he's able to get away. They also took the Siege Giants, so now this is getting attacked again, but they might have to let it slide here. Dehaka could honestly... I think he's on cooldown once that he comes back, so yeah, he can't tunnel in. Hazu kind of throwing that boss away a bit. That was a bit unlucky, to be honest. If they can kill at least ETC, that would be nice. The whip misses, but they kill ETC, and they now have also control over the temple. So that will eliminate, at least at the bottom of the map, the fort, and put them even there. But with the boss now taken, I think what we're going to see instead is the bottom keep destroyed. I don't think he can salvage that. It's already too low. It's at 50% HP. The only thing that he can hope for is to draw a bit closer with the opponent by eliminating the wall in the middle. The Haga is, of course, trying to defend down here, but there's no denying that unless you fully 5-man commit on this, the keep is gone. So that's just what it is. If they can get all the shots, still going to be worth it, I guess. But even that isn't guaranteed. Abathur has his copy back up in 7 seconds. Might just be enough for them to get the final few shots. And yes, they actually get them. The Haga is now in too. ETC comes in, waits for the slide. Divine Shield is out to save Orphea. Benny is a bit low. Still should be okay. And Mal'Ganis is just jumping through them. But here comes the damage. Orphea low. Orphea dead. And so is Uther. Didn't even get an opportunity to use the Divine Shield. So both of them are gone. Boss is on the core, and actually might do some core damage too. They're going for Mal'Ganis at the top now. Actually, it's a copy. So yeah, Mal'Ganis himself is escaping, but the boss does some core damage. 5% of damage done, but now they can, of course, take the remaining camps on the map, and once that the next 2 objectives are up, they can go for those 2. But they're hoping to take structures down. In the middle of the map, Abathur is doing what he does best, dropping mule after mule to keep those structures safe. Gets instantly attacked, and they are hoping to take the keep down. That would be a huge step forward for the Saboteurs if they can do that. That would be massive if they can destroy their keep. 4 seconds for Fia and for Uther. I don't know if they can really pull this off before they're back on the map, and I don't think so. They drop it low, so that forces the mule out again later. But Abathur will still be able to mule that up. So a nice effort and a good move. They also are a level ahead by now, so that should not be forgotten, but Abathur will be able to slowly repair this. And he will have to, because, yeah, they are running out of structures pretty quickly as well. Camps to be taken all over the map. This is probably the closest game in this series that we've seen so far. All the way up to the top. There's our move here now, and yep, it's time for some action on the temples. We have a temple on each side of the map again, all the way up at the top. Then at the bottom of the map as well. Level 20 any moment now. Once that they have Storm Talons, they should do something. Maybe even about this mule in the middle. But yes, Thrall is there. They're waiting for the next minion wave. They're waiting for Vision as well. Hazorps is double checking and is trying to... Oh my god, misses everything. Misses everything and has to get out. That backfired quickly. So they got level 20, they get the shots fired. Abathur is doing the best that he can in order to save this, but both of the keeps should now fall. There's enough shots remaining. They should get 2 keeps out of this. Abathur can shield this as much as he wants, but the keep at the top is now gone. The keep in the middle is going to get attacked, and there's no mule in the world that can repair this in time. So 2 keeps will be gone. ETC is at the bottom of the map and is trying to do the same thing here. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think it's going to be close. So they should save the keep in the middle, which means that structurally the blue team is now pulling ahead. It's 20 versus 20. Actually, yeah, okay, it survives. But close call here. Really close call. So there is an advantage for the Saboteurs now. It is an insanely close game. We got the Earthen Shields now too. Hazorps, they want him again. Yeah, sees it, okay, moves out, and the rest of the team is already close enough so that can help them immediately. They might even be able to force a fight here. Abathur is guarding the bottom of the map. Catapults, of course, now pushing through the top. We are 16 minutes, 17 minutes into the game. It's getting close here. It's getting really close. 40,000 damage against 46,000. There's the lick and Masquerade. No, Mal'Ganis gets murdered and ETC is next. Bolts out and can get out. Yeah, jumps in with a stage dive. but gets attacked immediately after, and now they're chasing the rest of the team. Divine Shield is still available and can therefore save them a bit, I suppose. Saves ETC as everybody is just running, trying to get away here. Dehaka looking for another Tong coming in from above. He hits Orphea. They want to go for her and they take her down. Ultralisk is dead and so is Uther. This is the opportunity to win this tournament, win the qualifier, and the Saboteurs, they're going immediately for it. ETC is still alive. Uther is back with redemption, but the core is falling. It's falling quickly. They're trying to take it out here. The copy on Abathar, slide after slide, buying some time for Mal'Ganis. 50% on the core, but it's looking good for the Saboteurs, and they are taking it. A 3-0 victory in the grand final against the Akatsuki as the Saboteurs win qualifier number 2. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.